Hello YouTube and welcome to episode 8 of my Infinity blog. First off, I want to apologize for my very Dutch accent. And today I want to talk about the dynamics and mechanics of the Infinity game, which you already know differ greatly from what you know from War Machine, Warhammer and other such games. The reason for this video is that I want to explain to people how they can use these mechanics to their advantage. I'm trying to get as many people into this game as possible because Infinity is awesome, but people come in with certain biases about what a model is capable of. They have played Warhammer or War Machine, and with Warhammer one rule of thumb is that a low costed model is inferior to a high costed model. And well, in Infinity that's not always the case. Things can rely on where a model stands, if it's his active or reactive turn, if he gets a lot of orders to spend or just a few orders to spend to get his goals achieved. So, well, take the first one for example. We got our Line Kazakh, which is 9 points, and our Janissary, which is almost 50 points with a heavy machine gun. People would expect that when these two models face off in a game like Infinity, the Janissary, which is the equivalent of a Space Marine in Warhammer 40k, would kill this Line Kazakh with ease. But Infinity it's not the case. A Line Kazakh can, in his active turn with his rifle in 3 shots, kill a Janissary in one go. The odds are there. Some people would think, well, Infinity is just a game of chance. Cause what does it matter well, if you put up a hefty 50-point model when a 9-point model can do the same job as well? Let's first start off with the order system. In Infinity, for every model you buy into your unit, you get an order. And unlike, say, Warhammer, where every unit must be moved in the movement phase or not, or can shoot in the shooting phase, you can spend these orders on individual models to let them move and shoot. And theoretically, can spend all your orders on just one model to make him move, shoot your whole active turn. Yeah, you need the cheaper troops to get these orders so that your elite troops can do stuff. But why even have these elite troops? So here the Line Kazakh is facing off the Janissary. I'm playing Ariadna, I'm in my active turn, and I've used an order to let my Line Kazakh come around the corner and shoot the Janissary. I've got a rifle, which means 3 bursts, so 3 shots, 3 dice. The Janissary only has 1 dice, 1 shot from his heavy machine gun, or he could opt to dodge. So yeah, I got more shots, it's in a nice range, which I'm gonna talk about later, about ranges. So yeah, I've got the potential here to, score 3 hits and win from just 1 shot and kill the Janissary stone dead. But the Janissary is in cover, so he has 3 points of cover. He has his armor, which is 4 points. My combi rifle only has a strength of 13, so he has to make armor saves, but he only has to succeed above a 6. So the 3 shots, yeah, they could potentially cut it. Even when they got criticals, the armor save is not a problem. When you crit, it would take some time to kill the Janissary if he succeeds in his saves. But that's where the orders come in. I can spend more orders, take another 3 shots, another order, take another 3 shots, and as long as the Janissary is not able to shoot my Line Kazakh, he's in big trouble. So yeah, if I want the Janissary dead and killed by my Line Kazakh, it's just a matter of spending some orders. But that's in a situation where it's my own active turn. But in the active turn of the Janissary and the Hakkislam player, his heavy machine gun will have 4 shots. And my line Kazakh only has 1. I don't have the heavy armor with my line Kazakh that the Janissary has. The Janissary has a more powerful weapon. His heavy machine gun is 15. He got 4 shots, so if he spends an order to shoot, he can have 4 shots that can win over one of my shots. If I want to succeed in armor save, I have to throw above 11. I got only 1 wound, the Janissary has 2. So yeah, 1 shot can do him in. Yeah, a line Kazakh in his active turn with 3 shots can potentially kill a Janissary. But a Janissary in his active turn is a far better shot. And where a line Kazakh probably needs 3 orders to get a Janissary down in his active turn, a Janissary in his active turn only needs 1 order to kill a line Kazakh. And in Infinity it comes down to efficient order spending. If you just spend all your orders killing a Janissary, then there are no orders left to do other stuff. So the more efficient you spend your orders, the more your army can do. Spending 5 orders on killing 1 guy while you can spend 5 orders on killing 5 guys, yeah, you can do the math yourself. Yeah, you need your line Kazakhs, cause cheap units give you cheap orders. But you also need your Janissaries, cause you need your killing potential to spend those orders as efficiently as possible. And not only do you need the right guy for the right job, you also need the right loadout for the right job. The range bands. Every gun in Infinity has its optimum range. We see with a multi-sniper rifle on top, which has the longest range. In Infinity, you take your ballistic skill and you add or distract things. If someone is in cover, you get a -3 on your ballistic skill because you are not able to see him properly. But with the multi-sniper rifle, if he's within 16 inches or higher to up to 36 inches, you get a +3 bonus on your shot. So if your sniper is a good shot and he's shooting at someone without cover and with in the proper band, his rifle, he has good odds to kill someone. You're trying to get your models into the right position where they has the best chance of shooting someone down. But there are more things that detract, like camouflage and ODD. A camouflage model is a -3, a TO camo models is a -6, an ODD is a -6. For example, we have here a chasseur. This guy. He's from Ariadna, he has camouflage and he's armed with a rifle. And he has to go up against this sniper on the roof. He's a Spectre. He has a multi-sniper rifle. They're almost evenly matched in ballistic skill, but what comes to play here is the camouflage and the range. If it's the active turn of the chasseur, then he's within 16 inches. So for a rifle, that's an optimum range, so he gets a +3 on his shot. Sniper, Spectre Sniper is in cover, so -3. Plus he is a TO camo unit, so -6. So he gets a -9 plus his +3, so -6 on his ballistic skill. So he almost halved his ballistic skill to even get a shot against the Spectre. So he has to hit on below 6. While the Spectre has only 1 shot. It's below the 16 inches, so his sniper rifle doesn't get a bonus. Plus the chasseur is a camo unit, so that's a -3. Also with the cover is a -6. So the odds, although the chasseur gets a -6, he is in a position that the sniper also has -6. And then, well, the chasseur has 3 shots and the Spectre only has 1. If the Spectre's active turn, then the Spectre has 2 shots and he only has 1. But say the distance between these two was greater, say 24 inches. Then the sniper rifle is in his, well, ideal range, so the Spectre would get a +3, while the Chasseur would get a -3. So the Chasseur, with his -3, shooting at the Spectre, which is in cover, so another -3 is -6, and a -6 for the TO camo of the Spectre, would end up with a -12 in a 24-inch range. So not even able to shoot anymore against the Spectre, while the Spectre gets a +3. Well, he has a -3 for the Chasseur in cover and a -3 for his camo, so only a -3 on his ballistic skill. So yeah, the odds are turning rapidly into the favor of the Spectre with his sniper rifle against the Chasseur with his only a rifle. It would be another thing altogether if the Chasseur would come kicking through that door and surprising the Spectre with his light flamethrower. Then he wouldn't have to throw a ballistic skill altogether. The Spectre with his sniper rifle is in a, well, not in the ideal place. No bonuses for his shot, and well, the Chasseur always hits. So even when the Spectre would survive, his TO camo would be burned away. So he would be easier to hit by other models. It's all about getting your right man into the right position. And I'm not even taking into account the skill these both gentlemen have of, well, being able to be camoed or hidden. So being a camo marker and opting to surprise the other guy by shooting and having his shots go first, instead of the other guy who is not hidden. But the Spectre can do the same as well and be a TO camoed marker, and when the Chasseur is standing here, could be surprised by the Spectre and could be taken out before the Chasseur even has a chance to get a shot off. Big difference between other games and Infinity is that, well, if you miss your shot, it can probably be very deadly for you. Now we have in Warhammer 40k that if you miss with the plasma gun, it can get hot on a roll of a 1 and can kill your model, or by Warhammer Fantasy that you miss with your cannon or miscast with your wizard, which may kill them. But in Infinity, every shot can go array. Like in this situation, if the Line Kazakh, who has 3 shots on the Dial-Me, who only has 1, if he misses his shot or throws too low and the Dial-Me gets a shot off which is higher than his, and within his own ballistic skill range band, then yeah, the Line Kazakh could die in his own active phase. I have lost sometimes more models in my own active phase than in my reactive phase. But that's not a bad thing for me. I think that's quite awesome. Because, when bullets get flying, it gets dangerous. So even when you face off with your model and have the better shot, he's still wearing a Kalashnikov, so be wary. Even if it's a lowly Dial-Me. That makes the choice between, if you got an arrow, between shooting and taking a physics roll, dodge, a very interesting one. Because yeah, you could opt for when the Line Kazakh shoots, you can shoot back with a chance of killing the Line Kazakh, but you could also opt to dodge, get out of the way 2 inches, and then the Line Kazakh has to spend more orders to get into a position where he can try a shot on the Dial-Me again. This takes orders, and well, what I've already told you, it's all about being efficient with your orders, so making your opponent chase your own models is a good thing. So with Infinity you try with your models to get the odds within your favor. Either by having a better ballistic skill, or the better range band, or the better weapon, while trying to be as order efficient at it as possible. And in Infinity it's all about measures and countermeasures. As I said before, I took two models, the Chasseur and the Spectre. They were both models who could go camouflaged, or even the Spectre who goes hidden deployment, so not on the board, your enemy not knowing where he is until you reveal his position and take your shot. Your opponent also has to, well, counter those measures. So yeah, a Spectre can be countered by using a flamer and wiping out his TO camo, or getting into a range with him that his multi-sniper rifle is not in a great range band. So these examples show you that for an Infinity army you probably need guys with the long range and the sniper rifles and the heavy machine guns, but also guys who can come in short range to stop these same heavy machine guns and sniper rifles with flamers and Spitfires. And for every strong point there's an Achilles heel to exploit. Like, yeah, you can have an opponent with a tag and a heavy machine gun ripping you up, but if you have a hacker you can probably immobilize him, or a glue gun to stop him in his tracks, or you can use a camouflaged autocannon which surprise this same tag and shoot him with explosive shots. But this tank hunter can also be discovered by one model with a multispectral visor. But then the question arises, can you be, well, prepared for everything? Because yeah, you have your 300 points for an army. Can you fit in a hacker, a doctor, an engineer, a sniper, a heavy machine gun dude, an infiltrator who can camouflage, a model with ODD who can be hardly hit? And yeah, some armies are better at something than other armies are. Like if you take the LF, the Steel Phalanx, yeah, sure, all the Myrmidons have ODD and are not that easy to hit, but they lack a lot of long-range weaponry. So yeah, you have to, well, put some checks and balances in your army to work it out right. But that's the fun of Infinity. Your army probably depends more on the local meta than on a super list that you find on the internet, like with Warhammer or War Machine. Well, you have to find out which models work well for you. And in Infinity, bringing change to your army is just by swapping out one model, by swapping out one sniper for a hacker, for example. And by, well, how do you play your table? I got my table over here. It's not filled up like a battle, but just to give you an example, in some shops people find out, well, our snipers are doing and heavy machine guns are doing the best because, well, they don't fill up their board as much with terrain. Well, in other cases people say, well, the cheap guys with the chain rifles are doing well because they cluttered up the board. Try to mix that up as well, and on what kind of tables you play. People tend to play over the width of the table, so one deploys on this side in 12 inches and one on the other side, and then on a 4-foot table you have like a 24-inch distance between each other. Yeah, and that's where models like tags or cheap models with chain rifles dominate quite quickly, because they only need 2 or 3 orders to get to the other side of the board. So also try to play in the length of the board, which I find very interesting, because yeah, the distance is greater and you could potentially send out your tag with all your orders halfway over, but it takes all your orders to get there and make like 1 or 2 kills. But then when your opponent has his active turn, they probably can use their whole army to kill that one tag which is on his lonesome, while the rest of the army is still in their deployment zone. I'm still talking about killing the other guy, but Infinity becomes a whole other beast when objectives come to mind and you have to play for the mission and not only for killing your opponent. It's a complex game in that regard, but it's also really fun, and it's not like bring your Death Star unit unkillable and win the game. No, the right guy for the right job. If he's on long range, take your sniper rifle. If he's on short range, bring your chain rifle. There are a lot of ways to bring solutions to your problems. And after you lost a fight against your friend, you're probably bringing another guy to counter his thing that he won by, and see the battle change dramatically by just changing your tactics and changing your list. Basics: try to spend your orders efficiently. Don't take all your orders to kill just one guy. Keep the mission in mind. And try to get the right guy at the right range with the right ballistic skill to overcome your opponents. So that's all for episode 8. Hope you learned something from it. Hope you have seen that it's not a game of chance. Like, yeah, right, you could, even when the odds are stacked up for you, lose to a critical shot. But that's Infinity for you. It's not without danger. You can be killed by that lonesome line Kazakh who only needs a 2 to hit you and crits and kills your beloved sniper who had a 16 to hit. So yeah, that's also the fun of it. It's bullets that are slung around, mind you, and bullets are dangerous. So that's what this game reflects. Units are not indestructible. They have their weaknesses. You're good at the game if you know how to exploit those weaknesses and get your mission done.